one of the most powerful principles of reality, a principle that holds the potential to completely transform your life forever, is what I call the mirror principle. What makes this transformation so unique is that it doesn't involve any complicated technique or action-based strategy. Instead, this principle centers on something far more fundamental, the person you're becoming at your core. Let me share this truth with you, my friends. If you aspire to become a millionaire, you must first embody the identity of a millionaire internally before this abundance can manifest externally. Without this inner transformation, you'll continue hopping from one opportunity to another, mistakenly believing the problem lies somewhere outside yourself. This brings us to the first profound lesson of the mirror principle. Nothing external will change until you change internally. This is the essence, the very heart of the mirror principle. Master this principle, and everything you touch will transform into gold. However, and this is crucial, this mastery requires you to bravely face your shadows, to look unflinchingly at your own reflection, and to hear truths about yourself that might initially feel uncomfortable. If you're truly prepared for meaningful transformation, this message speaks directly to you. I'll also share a powerful exercise that I personally practice even today. Together, we'll unravel this principle and discover exactly how it can revolutionize your reality. Reality functions as a mirror, faithfully reflecting your relationship with yourself and with the world around you. Essentially, your inner world and your outer experiences. What exactly does this mean? Let's return to our millionaire example. If your relationship with money is founded on the belief, "I'm not capable of generating wealth," or "I'm just not good with finances," the mirror of reality responds with, "I hear you clearly. Here's more evidence confirming why you can't create financial abundance." Consequently, life delivers circumstances that continuously validate your limiting belief and reinforce your statement. I want you to remember this crucial insight. The external world is merely a reflection shaped by your internal image, which is essentially another way of saying it's created by your inner world. Looking at society today, it's evident that most people are increasingly caught in the frenzy of external distractions, technology, social media, and the constant demands of daily life. Many have lost connection with their inner wisdom, that profound internal guidance system we once naturally accessed. Let's explore 4 transformative keys that will enable you to consciously shape reality according to your deepest desires. When studying concepts like the law of attraction, we often hear how reality functions as a mirror, and how many attempt to manipulate that reflection directly. The first fundamental key of the mirror principle is understanding that the mirror of reality simultaneously reflects 2 things: your relationship with yourself and your relationship with the world. In other words, what appears in your reality mirror is a projection of how you see yourself and how you perceive the world around you. If you look at yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," the mirror simply reflects that belief back to you. When you tell yourself, "I can't accomplish this because I'm fundamentally inadequate," the mirror faithfully responds, "You're absolutely right, you're not good enough." Here's more evidence proving your inadequacy. The reflection is directly based on the message you're sending to the mirror of reality. In many ways, the mirror of reality behaves like a loyal friend who always validates whatever you believe to be true. Rather than trying to directly manipulate the reflected image, we must learn to transform the image we project into the mirror. This process resembles how we influence others effectively. When we directly command someone, "Don't do that," the likelihood of them doing exactly what we've forbidden actually increases. However, when we choose instead to motivate and inspire, presenting compelling reasons to avoid certain actions and explaining potential consequences, people naturally feel more inclined to listen and accept our influence. Our goal, therefore, is to influence our reality indirectly. The mirror of reality simply amplifies whatever you communicate to it. It will always reflect what you hold to be true in your mind, both about yourself, your identity, and your worldview. Please remember this as one of the most crucial keys to transformation. Now comes the vital question. How can we change this pattern? How can we interrupt these automatic cycles and consciously choose what we truly want? You need to intentionally create your own identity and worldview, your personal paradigm. Let me provide a practical example to help you understand this process. First, gain clarity about what you deeply desire in the long term, perhaps 10 years from now. In this future vision, what meaningful activity do you see yourself engaging in daily? What elements make your life a continuous journey of discovery and growth? Then ask yourself, who am I being when I've achieved this vision? What qualities and characteristics do I embody when I'm living this reality? This reflection is absolutely essential. Next, consider your worldview. How do you see the world when you're living this desired reality? How does life appear when you're experiencing this abundance? Take time to craft powerful affirmations that bring this vision to life. First, create affirmations about your identity, how you see yourself. These might include statements like, I am inherently worthy. I am a natural magnet for abundance, because I carry within me the transformative touch of an alchemist. Then create affirmations about your worldview. The universe conspires in my favor. Everything unfolds at precisely the right time, according to the divine plan. As you commit to repeating these affirmations daily and truly internalizing them, prepare to witness an extraordinary transformation unfold. Your perception of reality, how you see the world, will begin shifting before your eyes. Even if what you desire seems challenging or impossible today, that doesn't mean it will remain unattainable tomorrow. Everything worthwhile requires time, consistent practice, and patience. Respect your unique journey and timeline, but don't allow temporary fears to prevent you from achieving the extraordinary. Make sure you implement this exercise. It truly has the power to revolutionize your entire life. Now let's explore key number 2. What's crucial to understand is that the reflection we see in our material world forms with a certain time delay. Why is this? In our inner world, we can create images instantly, simply by closing our eyes and visualizing what we desire. That's how the dimension of thought operates. However, in our physical third-dimensional reality, manifestations require time due to the inherent nature of matter. Physical matter possesses density and must follow natural laws, preventing instant manifestations. This brings us to our next key principle. You must maintain your established belief long enough for your desire to physically manifest. What does this mean practically? It means remaining faithful to your created identity and worldview until your goal materializes in physical form. Whatever you aspire to become, begin by adopting the identity of someone who already embodies those qualities. Ask yourself how that person would think, feel, and act. Then hold steadfastly to that identity for sufficient time. An interesting pattern emerges when people begin working with this principle. They notice life has natural cycles of ups and downs. They establish a positive belief and identity, expecting immediate results. But when manifestation doesn't instantly appear, their mood declines along with their belief. Once their mood reaches its lowest point, suddenly, almost magically, their manifestation finally appears. However, what manifests begins reflecting their previous negative attitude, with that same time delay. Then what manifested starts deteriorating again, because it's simply mirroring their fluctuating emotional state. This creates a wave-like pattern, a seemingly inescapable life cycle of ups and downs. The key to transformation is remaining consistently loyal to your intentionally created identity and worldview, as this provides the most effective path to creating significant, lasting changes in your life. Now let's examine key number 3, which I find profoundly impactful and practice daily. What you need to understand is that the mirror of reality doesn't reflect the nature of your thoughts, but rather their specific content. Let me explain. If you continuously express dissatisfaction through statements like, I hate my dead-end job, I hate my boss, I hate my relationship, or I hate these endless bills, The mirror doesn't reflect the hate itself, but precisely reflects what you're focusing on. When you say, "I hate bills," you receive more bills. When you declare, "I hate my job," more situations arise, increasing your workplace dissatisfaction. This is exactly how the process unfolds. The more you complain about what you lack and what you don't want, these very things continue appearing in your life, giving you more reasons to reinforce your limiting perspectives. This represents the fundamental difference between scarcity mentality and abundance mentality. It's simply seeing the glass as half full rather than half empty. The key to applying this wisdom is remarkably simple. Focus intentionally on what you want and what you already have. To initiate meaningful change, start by acknowledging everything you currently possess, the progress you've made, the relationships you cherish, the blessings already present in your life. Ask yourself, what do I truly desire? What would transform my existence into a genuine adventure of discovery? How would that look and feel? The vision doesn't need perfect clarity. What matters is focusing on what you desire rather than what you fear or lack. When you consistently direct your attention toward what you want, the gap between your current reality and desired life naturally begins closing as you expand beyond your comfort zone. Now let's explore key number 4, perhaps the most transformative, the mirror cycle. This understanding will change everything permanently, because once you learn to consciously work with this cycle, uncertainty dissolves. You'll witness reality transforming before your eyes. It begins with observation. Consider the limiting attitudes you held previously, the complaints, unfortunate events, or unconscious choices that created your present circumstances. When you observe your current situation, perhaps facing unwanted bills or an unsatisfying job, you use these observations to form your internal image and attitude. When I speak of image, I mean the internal thoughts, feelings, and attitudes we present to reality's mirror. When we form this image, the mirror must reflect it faithfully. It shapes reality according to the image we project. But what typically happens? Most people look at this reflection, remain trapped in this self-perpetuating cycle, and wonder why the same patterns keep recurring. They try different strategies, perhaps business tactics or new ventures, yet nothing creates lasting change. Things might improve temporarily, generating initial excitement, but they inevitably revert to familiar patterns because no fundamental internal shift has occurred. Remember this crucial insight. This happens because no essential change is taking place in your worldview and identity. The solution is reversing this process entirely. Most people follow the sequence of observation, right arrow image creation, right arrow reflection, the standard cycle for those feeling like victims of circumstance. But to become a true co-creator of your reality, you must reverse this cycle. I share this because I spent years trapped in the default pattern, but when I genuinely understood this principle, everything transformed. To break this cycle, begin with the image you wish to create. Deliberately turn away from your existing reflection. Stop fixating on current circumstances, recognizing they merely reflect past decisions. If you want to shape tomorrow, make conscious choices today. Start with your desired image, declaring, "This is what I want and this is what I have." The mirror then begins reflecting this new reality, initially in small increments appearing gradually, with characteristic delay. What comes next? Instead of merely observing, actively confirm. Look specifically for evidence supporting your new vision, and when you notice these reflections, acknowledge them. It's working. Look what's happening. If you're cultivating greater confidence, you'll notice people responding more positively. If you're improving aspects of your work, you'll observe gradual enhancements. Your circumstances might seem challenging overall, but you deliberately focus only on elements confirming your chosen vision. The key is maintaining this practice consistently. As you persist, results will exceed your wildest expectations. When you apply these principles, your life transforms completely. This isn't theoretical. These are principles I've personally implemented with extraordinary results. Initially, I dismissed these concepts as wishful thinking, But when I witnessed the outcomes, they were nothing short of miraculous. Things I desired began flowing effortlessly, often exceeding my initial vision. As we deepen our understanding of reality's mirror, we discover an inner power frequently overlooked. Our surroundings are simply echoes of our beliefs, identity, and worldview. The secret to transformation isn't passively observing reality, but actively shaping our destiny with clear vision of who we're becoming. As we project this new image, reality responds with gradual changes aligning with our vision. Reality's mirror has no inherent limitations. It simply reflects what we present. Like an alchemist transmuting lead into gold, we can transform our lives by adopting abundance consciousness, focusing on our blessings and authentic desires. Ultimately, our journey through reality's mirror represents both self-discovery and celebration of our creative potential. May this knowledge illuminate your path, helping you create your dream reality. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. If these insights resonated with you, please like and subscribe to this channel. Share this message with others who might benefit, and leave a comment sharing your reflections and experiences. I appreciate your presence and attention. Take care, and I'll connect with you again soon.